We turn now to our top story. The main opposition Kuomintang, or KMT, has chosen a presidential candidate. Let's take a look.
The KMT cheers for the party as polls just selected the party's presidential candidate, Mayor Han Kuo-yu, who rose to political stardom when he won the Kaohsiung mayoral election last year.
First, I want to thank all the good friends who supported Han Kuo-yu and the general public for your support. For those who have been critical, I hope that will come to an end.
The KMT used nationwide telephone polls for the first time to choose their candidate. 5 pollsters surveyed over 15,000 people. Han won with 44.8%. Foxconn founder Terry Gou got 28%. Former New Taipei City Mayor Eric Chu got 18%, and the 4th and 5th place candidates got less than 10%. Pitted against President Tsai and Taipei Mayor Ing-wen, Han came in a strong first with 47.7%. The top KMT candidates all came out ahead of candidates from other parties, but Mayor Han had the strongest lead. So will Han continue on as Kaohsiung mayor?
I will continue to manage the city as Kaohsiung mayor. I'll do all I can to give what I promised to the city residents.
Can Han unite his rivals?
I'll meet with them as soon as we get in touch.
Who will be his vice presidential running mate?
We will announce it after we have selected one.
The other top 2 candidates, Terry Gou and Eric Chu, were visibly absent from the press conference. Now Han will have the challenge of uniting the party and managing Kaohsiung as he runs for president.
Now, as you can see there, Han Kuo-yu, the Kaohsiung mayor, he led in the polls with a big margin. We turn now to political analyst Courtney Donovan Smith for some insight into his appeal.
Well, what's very interesting about him is if you watch the way that he campaigns, the way he is around people, he's very much doesn't appear to be from the background that he is. He's originally from a military family with sort of a traditional from China sort of family, but he comes across very much as being very, very Taiwanese in his body language, in his manner of speaking. He's very ingratiating, and he's very charismatic. I mean, he's very believable as somebody you'd know. He's an uncle, he's, a friend of the family kind of guy. And when he does his campaign rallies and a lot of his activities, it's interesting to watch that he always makes sure to not appear in any way stiff or anything other than a man of the people. He always wears a blue shirt, not a suit. And, if it starts raining, he doesn't bring an umbrella at his rally. He'll just get wet. You'll notice he doesn't come in through the stage at the back. He comes through the crowd, even though that's not the smartest way to go. And it shows the crowd getting excited. And you watch his body language, the way he shakes hands with people. He's always very ingratiating. He's always... And another thing that's one of the, I think, very positive things about him is he is always positive. He doesn't go negative. His campaigning has always been a very sort of positive, let's get along kind of thing. And I think a lot of people respond to him and quite like him as a result.
This week, I also spoke with political analyst Ross Feingold, who tells us why he thinks Mayor Han won over the other top KMT contenders.
He's still riding on a lot of enthusiasm among his supporters that carried over from the Kaohsiung mayoral election last year. Terry Gou, unfortunately for him, got into the election a little late. Eric Chu didn't seem to really inspire much enthusiasm among the public generally, and keeping in mind that the telephone poll was among the public. It wasn't just KMT voters or KMT members. So we saw that Chu just didn't really inspire much enthusiasm. Gou got in too late, and Han had the carryover of enthusiasm. So from one perspective, it was mostly Han's enthusiasm and the enthusiasm among his supporters. Another perspective also to keep in mind is for the other two guys, there wasn't much that they did to help themselves win.
Well, do you think enthusiasm is enough to enable him to win the presidential election?
It worked in Kaohsiung. Will it work in the presidential election? Probably not. And he's going to be forced to come up with some policies and let the voters nationally know, not just say, here in Kaohsiung things are bad, I have better ways, I'm going to make Kaohsiung prosper. It worked last year. Whether or not it'll work nationally, the answer is probably not. And he's going to have to come up with some more specific policies if he's going to win a national election.